Hey, Sean.
How's it going, Quinn?
It's going okay. How are you doing?
Great, great. Enjoying the snow.
Oh, that's right. You got a lot of snow in Tremblant.
That's right. Yeah, in the Mont Tremblant area, I think skiing is set to start this weekend.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thanks for joining me on Behind the Science. Obviously, I want to welcome you and I want to explain what we're going to do today. Um, we're going to divide this interview into three sections. The first one's going to be a get to know me section. We're going to break it off, shift gears, and we're going to get down to business and talk a little bit about business. And then we're going to finish it off with a third section that is called rapid fire. And that's our race to the finish line. Does it sound good?
Okay, I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay, good. Listen, tell me about your current role at BV. What do you do?
I am the director for the national mining sector supporting environmental services in Canada.
Okay. And how did you end up working for Bureau Veritas?
Well, previous to working for the lab, I'd worked in consulting for about 15, 16 years and had been very familiar with former Maxam Analytics and now BV Labs, as well as a lot of the people, the type of work they did, the values of the company. And when an opportunity came up to be able to work on this side of the business and supporting customers from a laboratory perspective, I saw it as a fantastic growth opportunity.
Right. Yeah. And we're glad to have you. Talking a little bit about 2020. It's been a highly irregular year. And I'm not going to use any cliches today. How have you kept your spirits up, kept your family spirits up, and kept your team spirits up? What's been behind that?
Well, we've really focused in all of those different scenarios on contact. So being able to see and talk to other people, whether it's virtual or family case, obviously in real life, keeping communication going, keeping communication positive, and something I think we've really tried to do more often since this kind of isolation pandemic period started was celebrate the small wins. So any opportunity to bring some positive into the environment on a family level, on a team level, with customers, really look at success and share it in a way that kind of brings some positive energy to everybody.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, that's where the focus has to be. There's a conscious effort behind that, and it's paramount. We all have to have each other's backs and try to keep the spirits up for sure. Something I found out about you, that you're bilingual. And I didn't know that until relatively recently. How has that benefited your career, and how has that benefited your success in the mining sector?
Well, I wouldn't say I've passed any bilingual test, but certainly I can get by in English and in French.
Right.
And one of the things I learned in particular since joining Bureau Veritas with respect to the mining sector in Canada is it really is very bilingual. There's a lot of expertise, in particular in Quebec, that moves to other parts of the country.
Right.
And it really just shows, well, it shows a lot of effort. It shows a lot of diversity to be able to speak both languages when working with the sector across the country. I'm really lucky that that was thrown into my school curriculum when I was younger.
For sure. I mean, there's a lot of respect that goes along with that, and I'm envious. I wish I had invested more time, to be honest with you. Ask you a little bit of a reflective question, if that's okay. If you were to bump into a younger Sean Miller, and there was one thing, or there was advice to give, what advice would you give to a younger Sean Miller?
Oh boy. Well, there's probably, I'd like to spend a whole day with that guy, or maybe a week and tell him what's to come. But I think, one of the things I would focus on, and it's always been part of my strategy, but I realize now how important it is, and how really it's one of the keys to the success I've experienced is just focusing on the people, in family, but in business, whether it's internal with our teams or external with our customers. At the end of the day, I believe it's all about the people. You treat people with kindness, you treat people with respect, you help people in developing their careers, reaching their goals, where they want to go. And when those people find success, in my experience, it's led to personal success and success for the business.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more on that. And that's very, very well articulated. So fantastic. That's a great attitude. Strong leadership qualities there, Sean. Well done. What are you most passionate about?
Oh, always. My passion has been around building relationships, and again, not just work related, but personal as well. You know, I'm the one saying hi to strangers at the grocery store, and it's funny because sometimes my kids afterwards will be like, "Did you know that person?" No, but I might. Building relationships, you know, based on friendship, based on trust. For me, it really brings a lot of positive energy and joy into my life, and fun. And, you know, people laugh sometimes when you say that it's important to have fun at work, but for me, the fun is about the people, and I enjoy the fun that comes with the people we work with at Peeve Labs.
Agreed, me too. And I'm having fun today. So thanks for
me too.
writing that for me. I'm going to shift gears. Are you ready to shift gears a little bit?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to get down here.
Let's do it.
I want to go back to COVID just a little bit. I mean, COVID's been tough on everyone. It's been challenging for everybody. And I can only imagine how hard that must be for some of the remote mining sites. So what's your perspective on that?
Yeah, so COVID has hit the mining sector pretty hard, as with most of the sectors across the country. Remote mine sites in particular have been reasonably fortunate in the fact that the incidence of COVID-19 have been fairly low. But of course, a very high interest in protecting local communities, and the mining companies want to be very careful about bringing people from different parts of Canada to these remote locations where COVID may not have occurred already. From an operations perspective, certainly there's been scaling back in operations with less people working and traveling at site, or in some cases, the mine sites have come to a halt altogether and put into a temporary period of care and maintenance, just to be able to manage the different challenges that came along with this pandemic. On the positive side, the industry's been very active in supporting different causes, local causes, national causes. To date, the latest number I've seen is the sector has donated over $40 million to support food banks, healthcare causes, PPE to different areas in need across the country.
Wow, that's incredible. Very commendable. That's amazing news. I think people know, and maybe they don't, but I think they do. I think people understand in Canada how important the mining sector is to our overall economy. But I'm not sure they necessarily understand how it contributes, or mining contributes, to our everyday lives. Do you want to just kind of touch on that or reflect on that a bit?
Yeah, certainly. It's my pleasure. And, you know, this is something that my awareness continues to grow every day as I learn about how these different products that mining companies produce support the types of things that we're trying to do, including things like green energy and the different lithium and graphite components that go into electric car batteries, or, you know, specifically for healthcare, as healthcare is such an important driver right now. Things like copper that goes towards antibacterial surfaces, or zinc that's an ingredient in soap and hygiene products, nickel that's used in surgical steel and stainless steel, or even gold that's part of the technology that's in medical devices for different diagnostic tests. It really is, it's a full spectrum approach to providing the ingredients that are part of these things that are part of our everyday life that we may not think about unless we really break it down to the individual pieces.
Right. Well, that's great. Thanks for giving us the insight. Effluent regulations are being updated and released, I think, in 2021. What are you expecting? What's coming out of that?
Yeah, so June 2021 is sort of the last phase-in step of the updated regulations for metal and diamond mines from an effluent perspective in Canada. And so the last step that occurs in June is more stringent regulations for arsenic, cyanide, and lead, as well as the addition of unionized ammonia to the testing suite. which, may not sound like a big deal. And you know what, for a lot of companies, I'm sure they're well below the limits for arsenic, cyanide, and lead. And ionized ammonia is a tricky one because it's pH and temperature dependent. So from the lab side, we have to make sure we're sharing with our customers that they also need to be collecting the pH and the temperature at the time that they collect the samples. So it's certainly a bit of a campaign that we're going to be on, sharing with our mining customers across the country.
I want to switch it up to the last section, if that's okay. Are you ready to go to the rapid fire section?
Okay, I'm ready for rapid fire.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Where were you born?
I was born in Oshawa, Ontario.
Okay. Favorite color?
Favorite color is purple.
Paint or wallpaper?
I would go paint.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Big brewery or craft?
Oh, definitely craft.
Favorite season?
Fall.
Favorite golf course?
Ooh, it's got to be Le Met, Mont Tremblant.
I understand that's pretty close to you.
It's very close.
Favorite vacation spot?
It's got to be Mexico. For some reason, just more relaxed there than most other places in the world.
I hear you. What's your pet peeve?
Messy people.
That's okay. If you were a superhero, what superpower would you have?
I would love to be able to read other people's minds.
Oh, that's the first one I've heard. Well done. If I wasn't busy taking the mining sector by storm, I'd be...
Oh, you know what? I would probably be polishing up my guitar skills and taking it on the road. I love to be on stage.
That's awesome. And if I didn't live on a golf course, my handicap would be?
Much higher. Yeah, let's just at least +6 more.
Nice. Got it. Listen, that's all I have for today, but that was a lot of fun. So I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thanks for being on Behind the Science. And for those of you watching, I'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.